first of all, thank you very much, Josna, Anurag, and the entire BW team for inviting me here. I'm Madhura Dasgupta Sinha. I'm the founder and CEO of Aspire for Her. I was supposed to have another partner here on the stage today, but unfortunately, she's sick, so she couldn't make it. Her name is Navya Naveli Nanda, and Navya partners with us on a beautiful project called Entreprenari. But let me tell you a little bit about what is Entreprenari and how the hell does it feature in a conference which talks about design. Well, I was a banker for 25 years, but there was something that was bothering me. I was looking at the gender data emanating from India, and I realized that something was really wrong. If you see the economic participation of women in our country, India ranks almost at the bottom out of 146 countries in terms of the Global Gender Gap Index. If you see the women's workforce participation, that's been declining from 2005. I, on the other hand, were seeing the best and the brightest women around me in India. And they were shining in the classrooms. They were acing the exams. So what was really going wrong? This was a problem that I wanted to look at solving. And a few years ago, I came across a new concept that changed the way I looked at things. That was the concept of design thinking. And I actually learned to ask myself 4 questions to solve any problems in my life thereon. And I request all of you to use this framework in your lives, not just to solve small problems, but also big ones, like the $1 trillion opportunity. How do you unleash the $1 trillion opportunity that stands in front of India if just 10% more women get into the workforce? And that's how the story started. On Women's Day 2020, we started a movement called Aspire for Her. It was just a germ of an idea. But today, 4 years later, I can tell you that the concept has been welcomed by members, mentors, supporters, and the corporate and the institutional world. We today have about 500,000 members across the globe. We work with organizations like Amazon, Google, Meta, Standard Chartered, HSBC, JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, and 100 others. And we're pleasantly shocked to see that our concept, our mental framework, has actually been welcomed throughout the country and the world. So what is it? And let me take a minute to take you through what we actually do and what's our vision. Our vision is to add 1 million women to the workforce by 2025, 10 million women by 2030. Now, how do we do this? Well, we want to motivate women to enter and stay in the workforce. We want to create a generation of financially independent women who don't have to ever ask for money from anyone. And we want to do this by using the power of communities and networks. And that's the story that I'm going to tell you today. What were those 4 questions that sort of presented themselves in front of me? And it's actually very simple. What is? What's the state? What's the current problem? And what are we trying to solve? What if? What if wishes were horses and we had all the time and all the money in the world to solve that problem? What wows? How can we create wow points in any journey? And finally, wishes are not horses. We don't have all the money, all the time, all the resources in the world, so what really works? These were the 4 questions that helped us find the answers to how we can build a community and what we can do to create a movement to get more women into the workforce. And out of all the communities that we've built out of these 500,000 folks that we have at Aspire for Her, one of the most important communities is Entrepreneuri. Entrepreneuri is at the heart of our movement because women should not only be job seekers, women should also be job creators. And having a woman as an entrepreneur ensures that there are more and more jobs created for more women into the workforce. So let's see all of these questions. What is? Well, 49% of India's population accounts for only 17% of India's GDP. There seems to be something wrong with the equation. Out of the entire base of entrepreneurs in the country, only 14% are women. And many of these women are solopreneurs and nanopreneurs. So how can we change this equation? How can we change this reality? And the last number that I have there, 131 years, is not an India statistic. It is actually a global metric. This is the number of years that's going to take for gender equality to be reached if things were to just go on. This is the reality, and this is our what is. What if? So we saw a world where we wanted to see many pictures, like the one that you see on the right-hand side, many women going and ringing the bell. We wanted to see a world where women contribute to 50% of the GDP and 50% of the entrepreneurship ecosystem of our country. And we wanted to see a world where we unleash the true potential of the $1 trillion that can be added to the GDP if more women were to get to work. This is not our number. This is a number by McKinsey Global Institute. Now, wishes are not horses. So when we talked about building the community, Navya and I actually sat down. And Navya is a very young entrepreneur herself, but she's extremely mature in the way in which she thinks. And we said, what's a wow point that we can build on this journey of Entrepreneuri? And how can we build Entrepreneuri into something that is truly a force to reckon with? And we decided that we wanted to build a women's economy which was more inclusive. And what's the worst part of a women entrepreneur's journey? The fact that it's very lonely. The fact that sometimes you want to look at resources, but you just don't know where to look. Sometimes you want to partner with someone, and then you realize that it was just not the right partner, and you've been duped. Sometimes you just want that little bit of that recognition and visibility, but there is nobody out there to cheer for you. So we wanted to ensure that all of these pieces come together in our community, Entrepreneuri. And after this, I'm actually going to tell you how we build communities and how we built the Entrepreneuri community. We have a model, and this is stolen from a much more famous equation, as many of you can see. This equation is E cubed is equal to MC cubed. Can you guys recognize the original equation? Anyone? E cubed stands for where we want every woman in India to be, either in employment, in entrepreneurship, or in education, which leads to one of the two. And MC, C, and C, we felt, are the 4 critical factors to remove those barriers and those challenges to make the entrepreneurship journey easier and more meaningful. M is for mentors and role models. And I believe there was an amazing conversation on mentorship here some time back. Mentorship is that window to your soul, which actually opens up your true potential. And we have more than 300 mentors who are at Aspire for Her, CEOs, CXOs, founders, and unicorn builders who actually help the women in our community look forward for their professional lives. The second piece is all around learning. We call it courses, cohorts, and learning. But whether you're an entrepreneur who is just starting out with an idea, or whether you're an entrepreneur who has reached that level that you actually want to go cross-border and want to do something amazing, we have courses and cohorts for all of you, and we try to help bring you resources. And all of this is absolutely free of cost. That's the way we work, because we don't want to have any friction in the community building process that we've set ourselves to do. The third pillar that we work on stems from our strong belief, if she can see it, she can be it. And a part of the loneliness of the entrepreneurship journey comes from the fact that you do not see any successful entrepreneurs who look like you. So every day on our platform, we tell stories of women leaders, women entrepreneurs, women who've truly done something outstanding, and we ensure that people actually see that story every day and dream of treading on those footsteps. And the last pillar is the community. Our community connects with each other, motivates each other, elevates each other, and also tries to ensure that they solve problems creatively and collectively. We see beautiful linkages and connections arising from entrepreneurs who are selling candles and selling mithai, actually coming together to create a small Diwali hamper and ensuring that they go to market with a beautiful product, which is joint. So what we've done so far using this model is we've had 5 accelerator cohorts, starting from villages, rural women, maybe making Madhubani paintings, to those who are from the IITs, the IIMs, Harvards of the world, and they are actually trying to go outside the country to build their businesses. We've offered 500 plus economic opportunities, including very innovative formats of melas. Navya goes before every festival season, Navya goes on her Instagram handle, and she's quite an influencer on Instagram, and ensures that she motivates and encourages her set of followers to buy only entrepreneurial products. And she gives a shout out to entrepreneurs who are trying to position their own visibilities and their own products in a beautiful way. We have ensured that there are 100 plus learning resources, including a fabulous partnership with Stanford University, which offers a wonderful program called Stanford Seed Transformation Program. And we've offered more than 200 mentorship sessions to all our entrepreneurs so that they can rediscover their strengths and refine their business strategies. We feel this is why communities work. Communities cannot be touched or felt or smelt, but there is a design thinking paradigm which ensures that communities can be built successfully and movements can actually be crafted out just from the germ of an idea. We have many other communities. We have 19 other communities other than Entreprenari, but Entreprenari is special because it was one of the first communities that we actually built. Well, I want to end this by a small appeal, and I hope that all of you will join me. I was very inspired by the Dharavi boys, so I'm going to use the same model. I will say something, and I will request you to repeat the word entrepreneur. Well, the festive season is coming up. Before you make that next purchase, I would request you to ask yourself, is this an entrepreneurial product? And can I support an entrepreneur? Can I support the women's economy? And I'd like to end with these words, Aap ki bari? Thank you.